before you have to shoot off, probably do a team at season.
Not that any of my players are going to be in it, but
I think it's quite easy. Also, after your the last episode and how heavily you backed Grealish, I went home and I was like, how good is Grealish? Yeah, 7 goals, 7 assists all year.
yeah, but it's not a stat thing for me. It's how influential he is in the games. Like watch it. Like this is why sometimes it's hard with football because you like sitting down and watching teams. Like you see things that players do. And it don't often always like result in an assist or a goal, but like his influence on games.
Is he fundamentally better than Sterling was?
Yeah,
but he's like half the amount of goals.
Yeah, but they get goals. He ain't gonna be. He ain't the goal getter.
Yeah, but
like there was times in the season where he could have scored. He just put it across the heart.
I think he benefited from the change to the 3-back. Like, I think he benefited from that because when he was at the start of the season when he was playing centre mid, he was just getting lost. Like
100%.
So
I agree with that.
The same. Yeah, they changed the system to suit Haaland, and I think he was the biggest beneficiary because Foden's the one that dropped out in it.
Yeah.
So like he's the one that benefited the highest.
That's why, like for me at the start of the season when I was watching him, I was like, wow, I was like 100 million for that. And then like as the season went on, and like you say, they changed the system, and you could see it adapted and fitted him so much better, and he flourished.
But I think I don't know. I feel like that's it might have been a bad call still. Just because
Who did we sacrifice for Grealish?
No,
Bernardo was it? Or I think it was Bernardo.
There was about 3 different Man City teams.
Yeah. So I think I don't want not particularly a bad call. Do you think like there's been players he's not making it in our Prem team yet?
No, so I don't think I put him as number 1 in the Prem. I just think
he's nowhere near
that Man City team. I think he does really well, but I don't think I'd advocate him for a team of the year. To be fair, either.
Welcome to Over Our Heads. Got Nikesh, Nathan and Omar here talking about the whole 2022-2023 season, Premier League. How do you think it was? I mean, obviously we had the World Cup in the middle of it.
It's felt like it went on forever, hasn't it?
Yeah, which was annoying.
It's been pretty
dragged. I mean, it's dragged more for me. It's felt forever. But
yeah, I think in terms of an actual season, I think it was probably I think it is the longest season we've ever had in it in terms of like the actual duration of it. But I think it wasn't that as exciting as it could have been in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah,
like, I think
there was the Arsenal
there was
capitulation.
There was a lot of like I'd say in maybe like Feb, there was still a lot up for grabs, and there was still a lot of teams competing for a lot of positions.
Even relegation battle as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then it spiraled down to like the only thing that happened on the last day was who's going down.
And that was pretty much a dead set anyway.
The thing is, Leicester, we've known for weeks that we're down. You speak to any Leicester fan, they'd all say we've been down for weeks.
Well, Everton were playing Bournemouth, and Bournemouth. Was it Bournemouth? Was Bournemouth?
Yeah.
They've already gone home.
Yeah.
They're down already.
They couldn't finish any higher or lower.
I've seen so many complaints saying Bournemouth didn't play.
But what do people want them to do? Play for their life or what?
Yeah, for Leicester.
I've seen a lot of Liverpool United fans kicking off at Bournemouth saying you had a chance to relegate our rivals. I hope you go down next year. I was like, Jesus, like you're more pissed off than Leicester fans. Like, fucking hell.
When you're waiting for a favour from a different team, that's obviously what Liverpool needed to get top 4. Like it's not going to happen. So you have to
put yourself.
The thing is, you've had a shit season. If you're having to rely on other teams to do you a favour, you've had a shit season.
Well, that's what happened to Arsenal as well, isn't it?
So that's what happened to us. You can't rely on other teams. You have to do the result. You have to get the results yourself. You can't rely on others. And
you still came pretty close, really. Like there were points
where
you were staying up.
Did they go down on goal difference or?
No, points. Our goal difference was better than theirs.
Oh, you would have put them down.
19th or 20th.
No, it's just fucking it was points. What did it is it's like the Maddison penalty against Everton, our place.
Yeah,
he should have never took that. There should have been Vardy or Tielemans. I know Vardy missed against Fulham, but they're our main 2 penalty takers. Maddison should have never took that. I know it was winning 2-1, but if that went in, it would have been 3-1, and Everton that would have killed the game.
Yeah, it's hindsight though, isn't it?
It's moments like that throughout the whole season.
Yeah, like you can pinpoint individual points in whatever season, and like Arsenal do the same thing where they'll be like, oh, we got 3 draws on the trot, and that's what's like destroyed us or whatever. But I feel like it just becomes like I said, it's just a bit of hindsight in it. You look back.
Yeah, it's easy to say that now. Whereas if he scored that day,
yeah,
and let's just say he'd have been a hero. So
exactly.
So it changed.
But it's like a couple of weeks before that, he did a back pass, gave the ball away, and thinking I can't remember.
Yeah, but then he's also responsible for a lot of the points that you got this season.
He is,
so then
it's just the whole team.
Yeah.
It's not just Mads. The whole team's been fucking awful. They've been shit. They've been awful.
Well, you can play in that lovely new kit of yours in the championship next year.
I do like the kit. I do like the new kit.
We'll get it cheap next year.
Yeah. No, I think it's been coming. It's not just the players.
It's going to be back to £1 a letter, isn't it?
Yeah. End of season where you walk in and they're just piled high and you're like, what size? Whatever size you want.
Do you want to play, mate?
Yeah.
Back to 24,000 in the stadium.
Yeah.
That's it.
Most of your problem started in the summer though, didn't it, with the transfer window? And
It's been started. It's a mixture of things. It's you're letting players' contracts run down. I don't know who's in charge of the contracts, but how do you let the contracts run down? It's having players who don't want to fucking be here. Fofana fucked up that first game. That upset the fans. I can remember that first game against Brentford. That Fofana thing come out. It pissed the fans off, and that was the start of it for the season. That first game, fucking end up drawing that. Fans are pissed off because that's happened. You had fucking other mixture of stuff, other players falling out, players leaving, then just contracts.
I think the Fofana thing was it's bad club management, because if you've got a player that wants to leave, you've got to do something to get rid of them. In my opinion, anyway. There's no point in trying to hold a player. Literally
the last few windows as well. We've been buying fucking no one.
Yeah.
No, we're having a few replacements, but no big replacements. And we never properly replaced Wes Morgan for captain.
Yeah.
And Wes Morgan was a massive captain.
Yeah.
We never properly replaced him. There's an issue right there.
There's been a
it's
lot
been,
of areas of the pitch that have been
it's not just
goals.
This whole bad season where the players have done shit. It's a mixture of things that have just been slowly building and building.
When you consider what you've made on transfer fees as well, it is bad, because you spent 80 million on Maguire, 50 million on Chilwell, another 70 million
70 on Haaland.
But you robbed us blind.
Well, we robbed United blind as well.
We're trying to sell him this summer now.
Robbed them blind twice because Chilwell hasn't been
and you got 35 mil off us for flipping Danny Drinkwater.
Yeah, that's it.
You did get Kante.
We're just paying you back for Kante. We'll give you a bit more because we got Kante.
Kante is that good that you get. You give us money.
I've been seeing you spent 100 million on 2 left backs, and Lewis Hall or whatever is your best left back.
Lewis Hall's been really, really good since he's come into the squad. Really young as well, which is sound. But Ben Chilwell, to be fair, I can't talk ill of Ben Chilwell. He's quality, man.
He's just never
Ben
fit,
Chilwell quality. Just got glass ankles,
Yeah.
But Fofana, bro, I don't know how you got 70 mil for him. He was atrocious.
He was good for us.
There was one point we were playing him and Koulibaly at the back. Jesus, man.
Koulibaly.
That's Christ.
It's like Maguire. Maguire was good for us.
But then Soyuncu went off a bit of a cliff as well, didn't he?
They had a full hour of Rodgers.
But this has been happening to Leicester.
Yeah.
Leicester centre halves, they start really well. Johnny Evans was the best defender in the league, fell off. Sionku, best defender in the league. Who's this guy? Fell off. He was linked to Barca and stuff the year that he signed. Feist had 2 great games and then scored fucking 2 fantastic goals. It just seems that you find a gem, quote unquote, and then they don't progress. They have a really good purple patch when they come in, and it's just been that kind of season. But it's been that all of the signings have been like that.
It's just been one of them. It's like we spent all that money on the training ground as well, and I'm kind of sitting there what was the fucking point? What was the actual point? We've got one of the best training grounds in Europe, and what have we actually done?
No, you've got one of the best training grounds in the Championship.
Yeah, literally.
Your training ground's nicer than every single Championship stadium. Your training ground's nicer than your stadium.
When's the stadium getting revamped? Because that's going to be under.
I think they'll put it on hold.
That's got to be on hold. That's got to be on hold.
Yeah, you can't. You're going to. That has to go on hold.
What was that going to take the stadium up to? 40? Was it something 40?
41.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only going to be that many fans that turn up.
It's
already pretty empty.
It wasn't just a stadium, which is obviously a 6,000 seat arena next door.
Yeah, it was a whole
new hotel, new
all
stuff, but. We've been down. You can't spend money on that shit now. It'd be nice, but that's got to be on hold.
Well, didn't Top basically say that all the finances were just still struggling to come out of COVID.
Well, this is another top of the pile lockdown. That, like every other club, screwed a lot of clubs over because the owners weren't making obviously money and stuff like that.
Well, we lost ours through every Friday.
Yeah, but he was involved in a war. That's the
yeah.
Yeah, that's not just us. Every club got hit by lockdown. I don't know. So, but
they're still just like, even if you can't spend a lot of money, you can still say, well, we need to have a plan if we're going to sell Schmeichel rather than just have two.
Yeah, so get rid of Schmeichel. And we've got fucking Danny Ward, who has. If we're doing a worse team, he's 100% going to goalkeeper. If we're doing a worse team, there's there. Iverson, or Everson, I always say his name. Fucking,
he's pants, man.
His kicking. I never thought I'd see him kicking worse than Schmeichel's. His fucking kicking is worse than Schmeichel's.
Awful, and then he parries everything as well. He's a good shot stopper, but he doesn't know where it's going after he saved it.
Yeah, they've just been awful. Do
you think you've got enough to come back up?
Sure, it's hard to call because
you don't know who's going to leave.
We literally don't know. Obviously, Snoocher's gone, Tillemans, they're gone. We already know that. Madison's probably going to go. Barnes is probably going to go.
Yeah, I think someone will snap up Ndidi. He's too good to stay in the Championship.
He's been shit since Indra.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you've not really had the old Ndidi all season.
He's not. He's been rubbish.
But he's had a lot on his fucking back, because he's basically had to be your first line of defence every time.
I never thought I'd put shit and Ndidi in the same sentence. I never thought I'd do it, and it's just it's happened. But
well, that's what happens when you get relegated. They're all shit, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's why you're in the
position.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't know because fuck knows what the team's going to be come August. What that starting 11's going to be.
You've been linked with Connor Cody, you know.
You can't. Yeah,
I can't believe Everton aren't signing him.
Connor Cody is a big. Yeah. Is kind of a bigger name to bring in the Championship though.
It's because Everton don't want him.
Touted quite well at one point.
Yeah.
Is it just because he's just not much of a Dyche ball kind of defender?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, apparently it's to do with Dyche's system. So Dyche don't want him, and Wolves don't want him back. So
I think Everton will go down next year, though.
Yeah, they can't.
They
can't survive twice.
Yeah. 2 years on a track. Was it last year as well? The last game of the season.
Yeah.
And they survived. All the fans ran on and celebrated like they won the fucking league. It's like
they've got SFP charges as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like
and they've got a new stadium coming as well.
They're 100% going down next year. They're not surviving third year. They ain't going to do it.
Depends though. If Dyche is allowed to go full on Dyche ball and bring all of his guys in, they'll be alright.
They're just going to have to be smarter in scouting than they've been.
Yeah. You can't
forever.
sign Dwight McNeil, man. The guy's fucking he's so ass, man. Like they signed him and he had no goals or assists the year before as a winger.
Oh, really?
Or if he did, I might be butchering the stat. It might have been one goal or assist. But for a fucking Premier League winger who's played the majority of the season, that's poor.
That is bad, yeah.
And you can invest into someone's potential, which is what they've done. But he's not exactly performed for them now. I think he ended the season on like 3 assists. Still a bit shit, and he wasn't cheap. But I mean, to be fair, I think they'll be alright. I think Iwobi looks good there. I can't lie.
I think they'll be alright. I can't see Everton go down.
They've actually got a pretty decent midfield.
I just think, like you said, I think they're a team that needs a bit of stability. They need a man.
They need an
with
identity,
a plan
innit?
and an identity again to kind of come back in.
If they do, they can't celebrate like that.
Well, I don't know because if Leicester stayed up, everyone would have gone mad.
I don't know. We didn't even celebrate like that when we won the fucking league. We didn't invade the pitch like they did.
To be fair to them, they got on the pitch and there was that initial celebration. Then it quickly turned into sack the fucking board, and it was just mutiny.
No,
really.
I can't see them doing it third year.
I think they'll be in another relegation scrap. Yeah. I know they're trying to secure some outside investment and stuff, but they still won't cut the head off.
They had Rafa Benitez and Carlo Ancelotti as their manager, and they were still that bad.
Mad.
Like the two of the greatest managers around, and they still couldn't steady the ship.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Benitez has not been bad.
Fat Spanish way to come to it. That was one of the worst Premier League decisions of all time.
Yeah, but when you go through as many managers as Chelsea do, it's always going to be tough to fucking. You've had some stingers.
Every fan was like, "No, we do not want Rafa Benitez."
He won a trophy with you, didn't he? Europa League, didn't he?
Europa League,
yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want it.
I don't want it.
That Wiley meme. Take it back.
Take it back.
That's another thing that's suicide as well.
Did we did we win that with him?
I think we went over this in the last one where like
Yeah,
you
we
wiped
couldn't
that
figure
one
out-
from your memory.
That's why I forgot it.
That's why I forgot it.
It's like when we remind him that they beat Arsenal in the final, and he's like,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
That's
It was
the Sarri
Sevilla.
one,
No,
wasn't
it was
it? Yeah.
Sevilla. It was Sevilla. I weren't sure. I know
Yeah.
we beat Arsenal.
That was
amazing.
Sarri and Benitez.
But
were the two
Sarri,
that-
yeah. See, Sarri, I think got a hard run. I think he got a hard time at Chelsea, but
Yeah.
I actually didn't mind him as a manager. Whereas Benitez, nah.
Yeah, I think. But to be fair, I think Benitez ball is dead in the Prem.
Mm.
He needs to just go back to Spain and do some.
Where
business.
is he now?
Yeah, I think he's unemployed.
Yeah.
But this is another season. This season's had a record number of sacking managers. Why do you reckon that is? Do you think that is because clubs actually want to do better and actually achieve something because they're getting bored, or do you think it's just?
I think there's too much money in the league. I think that's the only reason people are sacking managers so easily is because they can afford to.
Mm.
There was a time where you'd have to back the manager because if you sacked him, it cost you money.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I mean, it's like the whole Allardyce thing. He came in, said he was better than Klopp and Guardiola.
He didn't win a single game.
Yeah, and got Leeds relegated.
I think
so.
it's gonna. I think I read if he kept him up, he was gonna get a 2.5 million.
They
Yeah,
paid
but
him
he
a
got-
lot just for
He
that
got,
sport.
yeah,
he got 600k or something
Yeah.
just for managing like 4 games or whatever. Like
That when he come out and said that low, and I was like, if he loses every game now, I don't think he'll win a single one.
the thing is, like, I
so.
can't. Leeds are so like they're just terrible. Like I don't understand their team. Like I think sacking what's his
Jesse
name?
Marsh.
Jesse Marsh was an absolute mistake, and then even Bielsa before that, I think they had a good identity with Bielsa, and then they wanted to change the way they played, which was a bit weird.
Fans still love Bielsa, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean,
still,
Bielsa-
that last game of the season, they had the sign up for him. They still love him.
I, mean,
Still,
I think he's just took the Argentina job or something now, hasn't he? I think he's just
Is it Uruguay?
Uruguay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. So they're not getting him back, but yeah, I don't know, man. I think like the teams that went down deserve to go down in the end. Everton were lucky to stay up. I'm kind of glad they did, just because we still get a Merseyside derby.
Yeah, and I'm glad West Ham didn't get down because I don't see West Ham as like a championship team really.
If West Ham went down and went on to win the Conference League, it would have been shit. Like because like you said, West Ham they're not a championship side.
Nah, they're not.
And as an
They're
advert
really
for sticking by your manager, Forest staying up with Cooper was good as well.
yeah.
But I've read a little bit about Forest sort of clearing out now. They're going to releasing like 10 players and like.
They've probably got a similar
Only
thing
90
to us. Yeah, they've got a similar thing to us, isn't it? They bought so heavy at the start of the season, and there's so many players in there, and like at that point, no one knows who's playing.
It looked
no
like
one
a
knows
disaster.
what team
But I
he's
think
got.
the thing that Cooper did really well was he picked an 11 and stuck by it, and he only replaced them when they got injured.
Yeah.
So like that was
They were just unlucky with a lot of
yeah
injuries in the end.
yeah exactly yeah. So like
They won't be in a relegation scrum next year. I think they'll be fine.
I think they'll
they'll
build on it.
Yeah, I think they'll finish mid-table.
they've got like
They won't be in
Brentford
scrap,
kind of
yeah.
vibes about them.
Yeah.
Like they're hard to beat. Like the Forest away is a solid game for anyone. So
Yeah, I think it was for them. It was their initial first year back, just surviving, and then that's it. They survive now. They'll do. Yeah, they'll stay.
I hope they stay in. They're a Premier League team in my eyes. They should.
When
Stay
they got history, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
they
history of
should. They
all
should
the
stay in
road
there.
for Europe and all that. So
They should stay in there. But we got fucking Luton coming up, man.
Oh yes.
You seen the thing
Oh,
about
yes.
VAR and it's
Yeah.
like I can't wait to see how VAR. Some bloke sitting in someone's front room on Sky Plus rewind.
Looks offside, mate. Yeah, no.
who can't hear what
But the thing is, it makes me sad because it reminds me of Filbert Street.
Luton's
Like,
ground.
The whole old like Filbert
In
Street,
the
how that
estate.
used to be in
Yeah.
that still. Because like I like obviously King Power now, but like how it was just pure terrace streets, and back there
It's the old styles.
the old style stadium. I do like
it is
it.
dying now, isn't it? I think the only
Yeah,
the Prem,
it's
like,
dying
obviously Anfield used to be like that as well, but they've bought all of the development around it and stuff,
Yeah.
and like they're changing
Anfield
the
still
stadium.
is similar like that. I remember when I went to Anfield. I swear it's like just in the middle of
Yeah,
a
like
stadium.
It's not as
they've
bad
got
as
they've got the
Everton,
pop-
though.
I
Yeah,
think,
Everton
I think
still
me
is,
and my
yeah.
mate ended up smoking a joint in someone's garden around there.
Is that? I think the two Prem sides, well, say three now are Luton, but the two Prem sides that still got grounds with middle houses are Palace and Everton.
Yeah.
I can't think of any.
Well, Everton are moving obviously, so it will just be Palace.
I don't
Because
think
yeah,
there's any
like
others.
the surrounding areas around Anfield now, a lot of it's been bought, and they've built like new builds and stuff there to like sort of make it a bit more nice around there. So it's only the Cop end that's on the main road still, and then you got the park on the other side. So that's just land. on
Yeah, I
that
think
side,
that's
yeah.
why we were near the park.
Yeah.
Like a park and then like a house and estate on the left. And
Yeah,
a pub on the corner.
yeah. So they have changed a lot of it, and I think we're trying to play our first three games of next season away because we're having a new stand done. So, that'll be again, like we was talking about ownership and stuff. Like I think you mentioned last time as well. Like our owners have invested into the club, but they haven't invested into the squad or like particularly the manager. Like we had to beg to get Salah to sign a new contract. Like Salah was ready to stay, and we just didn't want to pay him, and it was.
Yeah, and you don't want that, mate. If your players are ready to stay, and you've got good players that are willing to like fight for your club, you've got to reward them for that, you know, because that's 100%. A dying art as well. Do you know what I mean? Like so many players now. Again, same with the manager thing. Money talks, Dan, and there ain't a lot of people that would take a pay cut to stay at teams.
Well, look at Benzema, man. This guy's pissing off to Saudi, isn't it?
Oh yeah, what was it 82 million a season, tax free.
Season, what he will earn that?
Yeah, tax free.
Because there's no like wage cap or anything, in it. So
that's insane, man.
So I mean, if I was him, I'd do the same.
Yeah, I would.
I'd do the same.
But I don't care about
it's
like, yes.
He's done what he's done, like retire.
After that Champions League semi-final, it's like, what else do I really need? You know,
he's not got Liverpool to score against next year in the Champions League. He's like, fuck this. I need my guaranteed hat trick's gone.
I was just enjoying that Ronaldo didn't win the Saudi League, and then he's going to have Benzema. Probably Messi come and join him next season. He's going to finish third.
I've seen allegedly he wants to go to Barcelona. He wants to go back home.
I think he should.
He wants to, but
whether or not they can afford him is different.
Apparently, Barcelona, are doing all the talk in the media about it, but they're not actually putting an offer down on the table because they still can't make the finances work.
Well, they're having a new camp done as well, aren't they? So they're moving to their training ground to play or whatever for like the next year or so. So. Yeah, the new camp's getting a roof, which is fair. Like,
this feels wrong.
Yeah, like I get it because like I went there in the summer and it was like 40 degrees. And you're like, why the fuck would you want a roof over this place? But shade, and when it rains bad.
Yeah. And the one thing I want to add about the owner, I don't fucking agree with. I don't know if you've seen it. Top been getting hate mail. And threats. You're a fake fucking fan if you're doing that. After what them owners have done for not just Leicester City the club, the whole city in general, they pumped a shitload of money into the hospital and shit like that. So I just want to add that I don't fucking agree that he's been getting hate mail and stuff like that. I was like, you're a fake fan if you're doing that.
There's a scary section of football fans.
Yeah,
some of that shit that was happening with Anthony Taylor, innit? Wasn't the greatest referee ever, but like he was there with his fucking family. Like,
I think Mourinho should be done for how he acted after that game.
I don't know because passions are high. It depends. If Mourinho's not done any, he's well entitled to have his say on what happened. Like he's not issued death threats to the guy. If you heard him like on the mic, like listen, I'm gonna smash your face in after this.
Well, to be fair,
Mourinho,
he waited for him in the car park.
Yeah, I mean,
which is,
I think,
but that's a man-to-man thing, innit? If he waits for him and he goes, listen,
but he knows the cameras are there. And
he does.
Yeah.
The thing is though, with Mourinho acting like that, it's kind of winding the fans up as well. So I think he should be fined for it.
I think
fined, maybe. Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about like sack. I think it should be a hefty fine or something like that. Just to
there has to be some kind of example made because what was going on with Taylor was like scary.
Yeah,
well, like somebody could have
hurt him. I mean, it wasn't just around the ground. It's like the fact that the airport as well. Like, it's not right. So,
well, no, you shouldn't fear for your life.
I mean, Klopp got done in for fucking celebrating in the fourth official's face, innit? And pulling a hamstring. So
But the thing is, like what I don't like and what I don't want to see is like to the point where whatever you do gets fined.
Because there should be a bit.
I hate it, man. Because it's a passionate game, Like even Klopp doing that. Do I care? Not really. The linesman should go. Well, what it's part.
It's part and parcel.
There's nothing that's cynical in it. Do you know what I mean? And if they have done something wrong,
if he touched him, it would have been different. If he goes and grabs him, then that's a completely different story.
And the thing is, these referees and stuff like that, yes, they are there officiating the game, but they have also got to admit they make mistakes as well. Exactly. So people are going to be annoyed at your mistake. Yeah. So regardless if you like it or not, you might have fluffed a big call, but then you have to hold your hands. That's like the strikers when they miss an open goal or whatever. Yeah, they don't deserve to have death threats, but they have to go. Well, that's part of my job. I should have scored that. So when people are cussing them and doing what they're doing, you also have to think, I should have scored, really. You can't go, oh, no, this is, no, I don't want to hear it, Yeah. And like you say, no one deserves to have, like, their family death threats, stuff like that. But there is an element of the game where you're in a public sphere, you're on TV to millions of people, you also do have to accept
the whole thing, especially with things being televised, it's entertainment at the end of it as well.
Exactly.
it is like football like now is more of an entertainment business. Like like with the every club has a social media presence. All of them like make YouTube videos and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And they all want to do all of that stuff. Like the players get involved. Like it's not like that they're not trying to be entertaining. Like so
like even Carl Walker said, didn't it, when Vinicius tries to do the
Yeah.
rainbow, he says, "I don't want to become a meme."
Yeah.
That's part of the parcel of it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's part and parcel of football now.
Yeah.
So you can't find everything else. What do? You just walk off the pitch like a robot. Yes.
Yeah, you have.
But
You've definitely got to let players express themselves and everything, but there has to be
There's got to
a
be
threshold to it.
Yeah,
And
there's gotta
football
be
is
a line.
still pantomime, just like in the way there's rivalries between sets of fans, and you sort of say you hate, the fans of the other team, but you don't for real hate that person.
Yeah.
For real. And there's a lot of people that emotionally
Don't take
don't
it
seem
too
to
far.
quite
I don't know,
understand
I
it.
kind of do
Like you can have
hate-
heroes and villains on
I
the
do hate
pitch.
you three. No.
I'll see you at the airport.
Yeah. No, you got to come to the championship.
I see it in the car park, mate.
There is that flip side though as well with the referees and everything, that we bemoan how shit the standard is. Who is going to want to step up and do that job?
The thing is,
AI, man.
Yeah.
AI don't.
I mean, bring it on if that's the
The
case,
thing
yeah.
is, you joke about it, but I can see the day happening where AI takes over. I
I'm
can
sound
see
with
it
that.
happening.
Just
I can see it.
plug a whistle into all the speakers in the ground, and I'm happy with it if it's just controlled by AI. I don't get many bad decisions on FIFA. Like, so, do you know what I mean? Like, I usually am offside.
People call stuff rigged enough as it is though. Like if it's a computer doing it.
The players start glitching.
People will start blaming Bill Gates for this as well.
Fucking Elon Musk, man.
Do you remember when Vardy scored that goal for England and he did the mannequin challenge? It'll be like that.
Yeah,
That's real players start glitching in real life.
Who did they swear at then? Like, do you know when you get a bad call or whatever, like you're offside or something?
Thing is,
Yeah.
start swearing at
Looking up to the
AI.
gods.
Exactly. Yeah.
At the spider cam.
Fucking Skynet. Start swearing at AI. It's flipping Skynet weapon. Start nukes. Start dropping.
Yeah, Refbot just going around.
What was that old? Do you remember the old World Cup advert where they had the robots take over football, and then they hired the advert. They went to hire the old classic players. I think Rooney was a shark fisherman.
It was a Nike
Or something
advert,
like-
wasn't it?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Was it from South Africa or somewhere else? And it was it
yeah.
was like humans versus the robots to bring
That
the
sounds
sport
right,
back.
Yeah, it was like 2000 and was it 2010?
That was South Africa. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Rooney's in a caravan or something. Isn't
No, he's a shark fisherman.
Yeah, that's it.
He has like a shark on his back and he like slams it down.
He didn't need any makeup or anything. For that.
You got to remember, right? There was a time in football where Rooney was like, there was a picture of him like that. Remember? And he was like painted in blood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember,
Yeah.
blood as an England flag. That's what we've gone from that to
Yeah.
this soft football.
To
we're
Jack
doing now.
Grealish in a headband.
People massaging his thigh,
Yeah.
like calves. Like, oh yeah, I love him. Rooney didn't die for this.
You couldn't have saved Rooney though. That hair transplant didn't help him.
Oh,
He was one of the first to go to Turkey and sort that, but it's not worked for him, man.
That's a different time, man. But the thing is, for me, I love hard football, innit? I'm here for people's legs getting broken and that.
I do get a bit bothered when it's like, well, that tackle could have been dangerous, and therefore you're getting this card or whatever. I'm
Well,
like, well, if
sorry
they get the ball first, or they haven't actually taken that person out, then
Yeah.
okay, give them a warning. But like,
Yeah, tackles for intent are the worst. Like,
yeah,
You don't know my intent. You don't know me.
Yeah. But back in the day, like, you could tell there was intent. And
Yeah,
the ref was like, it's yes!
yeah.
Well, that's like
Go after him!
what's his name? Oh, I forgot his name. Mike Dean.
Yeah.
Whenever a goal was going in, he was like,
Yeah, that's what I mean. You missed!
I've listened to Mike Dean on podcasts and stuff since he retired and that, like, and he is sort of like, I did put it on for the cameras and stuff, like, he enjoyed it.
yeah.
Like, you know,
I
and-
don't know, I hated Mike Dean. He just wants to be the centre.
I don't think there's a good referee in the Prem.
Which referee are you thinking of? Do you feel offended about?
That was Michael Oliver.
I fucking agree.
This is Yeah.
Oh no.
Just
Save
for-
the pen.
Just for the listeners just for the listeners on Spotify and stuff, Owen wants to spill his drink everywhere.
It's this ref that I'm getting really blood from.
Yeah.
But next time I come on this podcast,
I think
take myself in.
This is ripping off in the sink.
I
Man.
think the Spotify listeners have stopped because you've just slammed the fucking table. You just slammed the fucking table.
We're getting. It's me and him. We've had a bad season. We're getting.
Yeah,
our
we're
anger out
getting
now. Last week I said we were going to be crying. Instead of crying, we're getting our anger out. This glass table will not last by the end of this podcast.
I came here thinking it was a safe space.
No. This is.
You man, smashing everything up.
I thought we were about to start talking about Chelsea's season.
Can we change the topic, please?
Yeah, we're not going to spoke about Chelsea yet.
This ain't getting written on, by the way. As it is.
I'll get another
And
claw.
dry.
I'll get another claw.
Get some paper.
I think that might be a perfect answer. Chelsea's season.
Oh god. Well, what do you want to know?
What do you want to rage about?
What? Rage, Jesus. There ain't enough words in the dictionary to rage about that team.
I'm intrigued because it felt like our lowest moment at United last season, where I know we'd finished 7th before with Moyes, but we felt like this is the most abject fucking season we've ever had. But we still qualified for Europa League.
Yeah.
So what's it like when you crumble and you're in the bottom half? Like, how do you compete that?
To be honest, I think for me, this is going to sound like a really, really cop out answer. That I genuinely love Chelsea, whatever.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're not in Europe doesn't really. It's annoying, but for me, it doesn't change. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, next, that's so annoying. I'm not watching next season or anything like that. But I think for us, sometimes you've got to take a step back to take a step forward. And the same with Leicester. I think sometimes that your squad, you can't have sustained success forever. Like we've not had a bad season really since 2003-04. So
yeah, you've
that's
been sniffing around like
that's
top 6
a
all the
long
time
to be at the top. So for us to have a bad season, it was going to come eventually.
Where did you finish on the last season that Mourinho got sacked? Because then you won the league after that, but then you still finished around.
Was that the league one when Leicester won the league?
Was that season?
Yeah, that's
we
the last time
won
you
the
won.
league, and then Leicester won the league.
You-
And then we
Yeah,
won
oh
the
yeah,
league
that's
again.
it. Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that the season
But
we
didn't you
won
come
the league?
second?
But I think in this season, I think we came second.
You did bad because I can remember all the jokes saying Chelsea in Championship.
Oh no!
But was
Sorry,
that when
no,
we
we didn't finish second.
Was that when we finished bad, but then won the Champions League? No, we won the Champions League in 2012, but obviously we finished like 7th in the league because we took the Champions League spot from Spurs. But even if we weren't like that high in the league, for us it's just like we've been at the top. We've been challenging for trophies year on year. So although it's annoying, it's 1 year. And freak things happen. This has been a freak season anyway. This year, you could not predict it this year. So I almost take it with a pinch of salt this year. If next year we're sitting here and we have the same discussion and we're 12th again, I'd probably have a different conversation. I'd say there is a problem. Really bad.
You need to rebuild as well. All
Yeah,
the players.
yeah.
It's probably a good thing that you've not got no European football.
Exactly.
You've only got Premier
Yeah.
League and then the cup games because you're going to need to rebuild.
Yeah.
All these extra games are not going to do you good.
Yeah, you'd
And-
rather not be in the
And
conference. league,
sometimes
don't
I
you?
think maybe it's a little bit of like a ego factor as well. It's like I we almost feel like we're too good for cups now as well. So I love winning the FA Cup. I love winning even the Carabao Cups
Cup's
and
a
stuff
cup,
like
innit?
that. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
cups, but I feel like when we come to cups now, we're putting out weak teams. We're not really that bothered about it, and we're like, oh well, we'll just do put our big teams out for Champions League, which obviously you're gonna. But at the same time, look at Man City's strength in depth, and the fact that they still challenge hard for these cups. It ain't like they don't mean anything. Whereas I think we've strayed a bit away from the essence of the club and just kind of like winning at all costs. We kind of want to choose where we want to win. Now it's like some of the players. I feel like a lot of them choose when they want to turn up. Not we need to win every week. We'll win. Maybe if we need to win this game, we'll try and turn up or whatever.
But do you think that comes with a little bit of that club ethos in the sense of not really ever had a stable manager in this time?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like there's not really been like a direction for the club. Like Manchester United have got like an identity, and they're still trying to be that Manchester United. Yeah, Ten Hag's taken it a little bit differently, which is probably what they needed.
Yeah.
But there's still an identity there. Whereas I feel like Chelsea always just have the identity of whatever coach comes in, And so like when someone like Rafa or Graham Potter came in, there's no respect. Like it's not like, you know, if Jose walks in, if Ancelotti walks in, if like, you know, even if like Pep or whoever, Simeone comes in, the players are going to stand up and be like, yeah, okay.
But sometimes that's what you have to have. When you become a big club, that's what you need. You need a manager with stature, and that comes down to, again, like the board trying to put people in there like Graham Potter, who, yes, there might be like a plan in place and what they want to kind of do, but at the same time, like you say, you can't just chuck someone in there like that into a bunch of superstars and go, right, well, these are all here now. You come from Brighton, because people, you know, football's fickle,
like,
people are fickle. People are,
who's this guy? Yeah.
Who are you to tell me about what I'm doing on the ball?
Exactly,
Because what you come from Brighton?
Yeah.
You want to tell me who's won a World Cup?
Yeah, your highest finish is 10th. Like,
Where do you think you would actually finish the season if it weren't for Tuchel getting the points to start the season? Because if it weren't for him, you would have been in a relegation scrap. So where do you actually think you would have been if it weren't for Tuchel?
I don't know, because it's been a hard one, because like,
but if they had Lampard all year, you'd have got.
I think the players have a lot to answer for. I really do. Like, I don't know how the managers. I think the managers do have a part to play, but I think even Lampard, like in his recent interviews, has just basically been like, they've asked him about what to expect, and he's like,
don't expect anything.
Don't expect anything.
Yeah.
The next guy who comes in here has got a hell of a job. So you can tell from his body language and from like other managers when they've left, like, what they're kind of like sitting there going, what more do you want from me? Because I can only pick a team and put them out there. If they don't want to play,
do you think that Poch will come in and rejuvenate the team a bit?
I hope so. Apparently he's cutthroat. I don't really care about Spurs. I don't hate him, but I don't really care about him, so I never really paid that much attention to what he did there. But apparently he's a cutthroat manager, which is good. Apparently he doesn't want João Felix, which is a bit mad, because I think he's sick.
He's good, yeah.
But
that seemed to be the idea from the beginning anyway. Like we weren't going to keep him. So,
but if that means he's coming in there with a plan, I'm here for it. So if he's going, I don't want him, but that means
just got
I want this person and I want to build this team. I don't mind it. Same with Mount now.
What's he got, a 2-year contract?
2 year, yeah.
He's probably coming in thinking, look, I'm coming in, let me do my thing. If you don't let me do it, I'm fucking off.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Do you know what I mean? 2 years is better, because you keep signing all these managers 5-6 years and whatnot.
They only stay for like 2 years. Yeah.
So
they'll be lucky to stay 2 years.
I quite like Poch, I do. I think he's like a good manager.
I think we've got potential stuff. I think there's a lot of players in there that are good, and I think there's a lot of players that are bad. And I think, you know, you've got to really sit there as someone like Poch and go, who really do I want here? Who's performed well? Who's really not? Like, for me, like Pulisic, one of the biggest nearly men ever, because the guy just he runs backwards, which is weird. He'll get the ball, run forward, look up at the player coming at him, and go, "I'll run backwards."
Yeah, how's
that all about?
Old school Grealish.
yeah. So like every time, like some players don't get a chance to get in the squad. He's had so many opportunities, and the guy's just a nearly man. So he needs to go. Again, he's an American, so they probably won't let him go. I don't know how it's going to work with it, but. You got people like
the LeBron James of soccer.
Yeah, literally, that's whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah, he's one. I think Mount is going to be going. I don't know what to make of that, to be fair, because it's a weird, because he's come from the academy. I thought he'd give it a little bit more about the club, because Reece James is one that really kind of puts his heart on his sleeve with the club. Same with his sister. Mount's been a little bit coy, I don't know if he feels a bit spoiled, like a bit of a spoiled brat, as if you say, "Oh, I've been like let down by Chelsea," kind of thing, and I'm going now, and that kind of thing. Instead of like having him come out in the media and be like, "I'm going to fight for this team, and I'm going to fight for this and do this."
Yeah, I think his performances don't match that though, innit? Like at least with like, he doesn't, because he's that player that runs around a lot and does all of that stuff. Even him operating as a 6 out of 10, he's still doing all of that. So like you don't. It's hard for him to show extra desire when he shows that all the time anyway.
But he doesn't really do a lot. Like there's no end product on it. That's what I mean. What you saying. If you like him, then you like.
That's the system, though, isn't it?
Until the season just gone, he had good numbers.
I think the system hurts Mason Mount with Potter and Lampard this part of the season as well. Lampard didn't want to change too much from Potter, and it kind of made sense. And I think even Tuchel didn't get the best out of
No.
Lampard when Lampard first came in, that was Mount's best season.
Yeah.
because the system was built around having Mason Mount as that guy that's the connect between the forwards and the midfield.
Yeah.
And then you start shipping him off at left wing, and then he's playing like fucking left back and all this stuff. And it's just it doesn't quite work.
I think apparently we're going to lose Kovacic to
that's
Man
broke
City,
my heart,
which is crazy.
That's broke my heart.
They cannot be playing Kovacic and Gundogan in that middle. That is criminal.
I think he's going in to replace Gundogan, but there's no one better to replace him.
That is ridiculous.
That's silly.
That for me hurts.
Yeah,
that hurts because Kovacic is.
They're going to win the league again.
Man. Kovacic will put on 10 out of 10s on Man City's.
Kovacic is sick. He's so underrated, man. He's such a good player.
Like, mate, that team with Kovacic, it's not funny, man. Like they'll be putting out second teams and just walking over teams.
How do you feel that you might be getting Mount at United?
I mean, it's one of those things where like a lot of fans, specifically with the England team, where you struggle to get excited initially about Mount, but when it's kind of explained to you a bit more, well, here's how they might fit in the system and why it makes sense. You know, it's a bit more press resistant and tracks back, and we've had this constant problem the whole season where Eriksen gives us creativity, but we so easily get overrun in midfield with just him and Casemiro. And I think Ten Hag's probably going to try and switch to 2
the man has got a pacemaker
anyway.
though, innit?
Yeah. Just at the limit. Yeah.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Can't expect much from him.
It's one of those ones where would I have picked him out of all the midfielders that might be available this summer? Probably not. But also, like, I've got every reason to trust what Ten Hag wants. So I'm just like, okay, fine. And he's clearly been rated by the other side.
I think he's a good player.
I
think he's a good player. I agree with the system.
I love him. I think
the system's not for him.
There's a part of me that really wanted him at Liverpool, and if he's going to go anywhere, I'd prefer it to be to Man United, so him and McTominay can run around the midfield doing nothing.
McTominay will go.
Yeah, I'd love to just if both of them start in the same midfield at any point, Man United Twitter is going to melt down. Tomorrow's
going to melt down,
and especially if you don't start Sancho in the same game, because if Sancho doesn't play, there's a meltdown anyway. So that would be brilliant. But yeah, no, like I said, just on touching on Mason Mount, like I think he's fantastic, like massively underrated. For like he gets that reputation of runs around and does nothing, but like again, he's the fucking sacrifice in a bad system. Like there are players that are good in certain systems and whatever, like and they shout like I think Bruno Fernandes is wasted at Man United. I honestly,
in what sense?
Like he's a guy that can score you 20 a year and get 10 assists every year. Like I feel like he
should have got
he's
a lot of assists this year, but not had anyone to. He's made like the most big chances in the league.
That's what I mean. Like, that's why
I
I feel like he's wasted at Manchester United. Like where like he's. I think he's a rat. Like he's a fucking quality player though. He's an absolute quality player, but and I just think he misses out on so much because of what he's surrounded by. And I feel like the Ten Hag system, like you said, it does help him create chances or whatever. But okay, maybe it's a bit harsh to say that he's wasted there, but I feel like his potential is not matched because he doesn't get this. He doesn't get the numbers. He's not gonna elevate his game playing with the guys that are there right now. And personally, I think like the season he had, the COVID season when he was playing just off the striker.
Oh yeah. We put everything through him because we had no other option.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so like pushing him deeper because he played a lot deeper this year. Again, it's for the system. I think again he's a player that's hurt by the system. Like got so much more in his game, more in his locker that he can really damage like teams from a position further up the field. But
it depends how you want him to serve the side, because you can see players like, how Grealish when he was at Villa would be able to run the show and look like an absolute star man, and then goes to City and it looks a bit more subdued, but he is part of more of an overall working system. And I think in a Ten Hag side that's still getting there, then Bruno can work a bit better. I think he would have more to show for it if he actually had someone other than Rashford in front of him,
someone that could fucking put the ball
might have Kane next season.
I don't think Liga's going to let that happen.
I can't see it. I can't see him going Kane.
I can't see him going to a Prem team.
Well, didn't he just turn down a bid for Bayern Munich?
Yeah, but the money's got to be right as well, hasn't it? So
I wonder if with Benzema going, the smartest thing would be for Real Madrid to just
I've seen that and I thought
looks like Firmino's going to go there.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I thought he was always going, weren't he?
He was meant to go to Barca or Madrid, but there's no concrete yet. I know.
That's what I want to do a Prem team for him how to shoot. Before that, I want to ask you about Firmino. Who's going to do the Liverpool Man adverts now?
Klopp, he's got the next shiniest teeth. He's the next shiniest teeth. So Klopp, yeah, like.
So you reckon Klopp's gonna be a never man?
Yeah. I don't know. Klopp's skin's too rough though, and he's got soft skin. Like Curtis Jones.
Like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
He's not at Liverpool no more.
Gone now,
What the hell? Where did he go?
He's
He was part of the celebration as well. Yeah. He's going out one of the Saturdays. He's married to one of the Saturdays. He's doing good life.
Yeah, no, I've seen the advert again the other day.
Little Mix, that's it.
It's only Saturday, he does
Perry Edwards.
Yeah. No, I've seen it the other day and I thought, I ain't seen this advert in ages. I thought, oh shit, Firmino's going. Who's going to do this advert now?
Yeah, so whoever's got the next shiniest teeth, I think that's going to be it. But
it's like a Fairly Odd Parents. Me and my shiny teeth.
I think if we're going for what Liverpool season looks like, I think we did pretty well to recover it in the end.
Because at one point you lot were next to us.
Yeah, we was behind you at one point. So we did pretty well to recover it. I think I want to say we were unlucky not to get top 4, but I don't think that's true. I think we're actually done quite well to finish where we did. Because we don't have to play any fucking qualifiers now as well, which is brilliant. Like the last thing you need in the Europa League is to play even more games because there's already a million games you have to play in that competition.
Playing that competition.
So, and I think like as a Liverpool fan, we had so many fucking 12:30 kickoffs last year and we lost all of them. Like we were playing like fucking Brentford, lose to them, play against Leeds, lose to them. Like we lost basically all the early kickoffs. So with the Thursday, Sunday now, we don't have to fucking play them anymore. And that fucking shitty away kit can get fucked off as well now. Oh my god!
Is that not the McDonald's one? Is it?
It's
the yellow and red.
No, that was a few seasons ago. It's that one with the wavy the white with the wavy eyesore fucking kit.
We ain't even revealed ours. Everyone's got new kits. We don't even know if we're coming back out next year.
I really like that last game of the season. I was watching it. The game. I thought, where are the fucking colours? I thought, shit, it's the last game of the season. New kits.
I thought that was a weird time to debut it though.
It
might go down, but look at the new kit.
I was sitting there. I was like, you know what?
It's a distraction thing, isn't it?
This was when we was winning and Everton haven't scored yet, so we thought everyone's happy. And I'm looking like, I like that new kit, like it. And then I think as soon as I said that, I think that's when Everton
bad
scored.
memories associated. That's why I hate that Liverpool away kit because we got fucking battered by Napoli in it. Napoli absolutely killed us. We got killed by everyone in that kit, to be honest, but Napoli killed us the worst.
That's mad. And then they just deaded off, didn't they, Napoli?
Yeah, they burnt out, man. They don't have any rotation. They just burnt out.
Well, their manager's taking at least a year out.
He's that tired. I need a year, man. I need a year.
Yeah.
He's still drinking. That's why. You see the celebrations in Naples, fucking mental.
Really?
Yeah, the city was on fire basically from the amount of flares on going up around.
The Italians though, they you know what, they know how to celebrate. They really do know how to celebrate.
The football's life there, don't
they? Yeah.
Hopefully they'll celebrate next weekend Champions League final.
Calm down.
Have you seen the Lukaku and Meg the Stallion stuff?
Yeah.
So Lukaku and Meg the Stallion are together. So Americans are catching wind, and they're like, "Yo, who's this sexy guy that's going up next?" And European Twitter's like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on here?"
Got my head baffled now. I'm thinking, "Yo, it's gonna be coming out like Stormzy next year."
Can you remember when the Scotland paper did that? What put
Lukaku
in Stormzy? No, they put Stormzy in Lukaku. Wow, he's like, this is so bad.
But yeah, I've just been seeing on Twitter and stuff people sorry Lukaku, didn't know your game was like that.
Yeah.
Fair play, man.
Now I want to carry this on, but obviously Omar's got to shoot off soon, so I want to do Premier League team of the season.
Yes.
Pick any formation you want, any role, whatever you want. The only rule is only 2 players from the team. From one team.
Alright, cool.
So even if the goalkeeper you have one, say, I don't know, Alisson, that means you're going to have one Liverpool.
One Liverpool. Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So any formation you want.
4-3-3.
Yeah, 4-3-3, yeah.
That's the only one that works, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's the only one that we never fucking get in these days.
Yeah. Blame the dice, not me. Blame the dice.
Alright, who do you think?
If it
writes.
To be fair, this was my fault. As in a hot-headed moment, I tried to write a football score into the drink.
He's ruined your pen.
I'm going to say, is it the pen? Yeah.
Have you got a spare pen?
I think it's a pen, yeah.
Is it permanent? No.
Nah.
No,
There we go.
Oh, hang on. There we go.
Just so we can get them out of the way, I think what we should do first this time, just to save a bit of time, is put in our no-brainers, like just straight up.
Yeah.
Rather
Yeah,
than
that's
work
how
from
you
the back,
start,
let's put in the no-brainers and then
So,
fill
like,
the gaps.
Haaland and Kane.
It would be just Haaland. If we're playing 4-3-3, it'd just be Haaland, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you're not. It's harsh not to put Kane in.
Sorry, he's had.
We can change the formation. We can go to like a diamond or something if we want to accommodate.
I say my hate about Kane, but if it weren't for Holland, he would have had a
He's
great
hit 30
storm.
goals.
Yeah,
this
but it's just
season,
gone under the
man.
radar, isn't
Dead
it?
team,
Yeah.
Holland,
yeah.
if it wasn't literally he's come in and just smashed it, but Kane is literally under the radar.
4-4-2.
I don't want to drop a midfielder
Yeah.
realistically because I don't think there's been a good left mid in the league.
Left winger.
Yeah.
Right.
No, Rashford was good for fucking 2 months, man. He almost got outscored by Gakpo. Behave, man. Yeah,
I can stick.
You got to have Holland in now, so
Yeah, Haaland
if
definitely
you're
gets
sticking
in.
with this, you've definitely got to have it.
I think okay. Well, yeah, let's. I think we should stick to this formation because I want more midfielders. Like personally, I want more midfielders than thingy. Like it's a shame that Kane misses out, but
Yeah.
you can't.
He gets
you
a
can't-
mention.
yeah,
It's just
you
the
can't
rules,
deny
innit?
that. Yeah, the game's a game, man. Put De Bruyne in there. He's straight
Yeah.
in.
So those two.
Yeah, I think they are the two from Man City that
Yeah.
are the best. Who goes in? Does anyone go in?
People
from
are getting
Arsenal?
robbed here. That alarm's gone off like 4 times. He's boys in the slums, man.
Look out my house, and see us for sitting in. Like, what's going on here?
Just don't nick the whiteboard, man.
Who do you think goes in at left wing?
So yeah, there's two from Man City.
Yeah, shame because we can't put Rodri in.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it opens it up for everyone else, I guess.
makes you think more.
Yeah, is there any more no-brainers in there for you?
Well, if you move down to Arsenal, who from Arsenal just couldn't really miss out? Odegaard, yeah.
I'm saying nothing about Arsenal.
I've got a debate here now. Yeah, so like the players that I'd put in from Arsenal here would either be Saliba or Saka.
Yeah.
And Saka had a worse season than Salah.
Yeah, I'd put Salah in there over
And
Salah.
then that opens up to having Saliba.
I think Saka did well up to a point,
I
and
would-
then I think
I
he
would have
fell off
Saka in there,
dramatically.
yeah. I think Saka has had a really good season. Forget the
Would
end
you?
of
I'd
it.
have Salah. I'd have Salah all day.
Salah's got the numbers.
I'd have Salah
He's got
all
the
day.
numbers anyway.
Yeah, I'd take Salah over Saka.
you're saying Salah over Saka?
Salah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought you were saying
Nah,
just Saka.
I'd take Salah all
Because
day.
then that
Yeah.
opens up to us having Saliba at the back, but there's quite a few choices at centre back. So
Yeah, I was
that's
gonna say,
in-
yeah.
I think
Well, we don't have to have two from Arsenal. Odegaard could be the only guy in there. 'cause
You don't have to.
I
It's
genuinely don't
there
think
was
Arsenal
just
are
quickly-
standout players.
Just quickly, there was a debate that Manchester United had a better season than Arsenal
Yeah, it did.
because you've won a trophy and you're
in
both
final.
and you both have the same qualification next
Well,
year.
Arsenal
Doesn't
haven't
matter if you
won
finish second or
anything.
third. Don't
Yeah.
I mean, do you know what?
And you
kind of
yeah.
agree with that.
I agree.
Because
Straight away.
If we end up with just the League Cup, then I think you would rather have made the step forward that Arsenal have made.
Why?
You
They're one place above you.
Yeah, one place above you, and you're in an FA Cup final.
But we've finished like second or third before and been still nowhere near the actual race for the title.
I still think
whereas
the
Arsenal
two
have
cup
been
runs
in
count
it.
for something.
Yeah, man.
I do think they
But
count.
you
I think
lot-
not
you're
giving
selling
yourself
your
enough
team
credit.
short, man.
You
Yeah,
almost
jeez.
played
You
every
see,
game available
if
to you.
tomorrow was sitting here, it'd be like,
He didn't happen to say
You lot, I love you lot, man.
We've had a decent recovery season from like the apocalypse that was last season, and yeah, it is a great step from that point. Relative to where we are as a team, though,
So what position did you go from
so we were sixth.
sixth to
Was
third,
it?
and Arsenal
And then
went
Arsenal
went from
went
fifth to second? So it's the same
But-
gap,
but
it's the same difference.
But I see it more as where that team is now in its progression, and like we're further behind Arsenal.
Yeah, but they've
I
got a
think
rapist in their 11 though. So like,
Wow. Who is it? What?
we'll refer this to OverRHeads lawyers, but you know.
allegedly. If I say allegedly, it doesn't count.
currently the lawyer for this podcast is me. So.
Yeah. Oh, we're done then.
There's plenty in
Welcome
Der
to the
Spiegel.
last episode of...
There's plenty in Der Spiegel about one of our players who has since departed, but you know.
I think you need to give your team more credit, man. That
Yeah.
that Arsenal team.
No, but just saying that, not a single Man United player gets in this team.
Oh, he's going to say something about this.
I do like Bruno.
I think there's a better shout for having a Newcastle centre half alongside Lisandro Martinez than having an Arsenal centre half.
But do you not think
Saka
when
instead.
Saliba got injured, Arsenal fell off?
But apparently
And they were top of the league.
I think we said this before, innit? There was a stat in it that went out, and apparently they did concede a lot of goals with him, but it just went under the radar because everyone else
they were winning games though. Do you know that you have that integral player in your pot? Liverpool didn't keep all the clean sheets in the world when Van Dijk was playing, but we still won trophies with him. We stayed at the top of the league. When Van Dijk came out of the team, we fucking the COVID season, we almost like fucking finished 9th or something. So there is that like having the aura of like being in the fucking team. I think that is an important thing. Like you said with Grealish, like you know, if he's just playing and he's part of the system or whatever, like Saliba's integral to Arsenal.
But they also come second and bottled it. I know what you mean. Yeah, he went. Yeah. But what about Newcastle? Because like you said, I'd probably who was their big set? Was it Dan Burn?
I think Dan Burn would play
Botman.
left back. Yeah,
Oh,
Botman for me.
Botman,
Yeah, I think Botman gets in this team.
What about having Trippier?
Man U got golden gloves this year, and that weren't down to De Gea. So something has to be said for that Man U defence.
Yeah.
Man United. Yeah.
I think Saliba was important,
But
just like Gabriel
I think
was.
for sake of argument, no Man United player doesn't get into this. Like in the sense of Martinez doesn't get into this if we can pick Diaz or if we can pick Stones, because we can only have two.
Yeah, because you can only pick,
they've been better.
I don't know about that.
They have been better. They just have.
No.
They have. If you watch the footage when Salah turned your man into a Beyblade, like, give me the shot. I'm gonna give me the shot. I mentioned the 7-0.
Rashford may have won both awards for us, but for me, Martinez was our player of the season.
So I just want to say, so people who are just listening, I made a rule. If the 7-0 gets mentioned, they have to take
Did you actually
a shot.
Did you actually say the result though?
I did.
He
Okay.
said, give it a
I'll
shot.
firm it, man.
All I heard was Beyblade.
No, he's like, give it a shot.
Who conceded more goals?
I don't. Yeah, but those were individual matches. Like, if we look over the course of the season, like we know United
We've
have
had a lot of bad individual matches where he's played. He played in the Brentford game. He played in the Liverpool game. He played in the both City games.
I think you can easily sort of say that the Liverpool game there was an implosion, okay, but that was very in and of itself. The rest of the season
Yeah, but you
wasn't
can't
like
make
that
that
yet.
same argument for Man City. They've not been humiliated by anyone.
I don't think that you can then say the entire face of the season is changed by one or two particularly bad games.
Toilet while he used to.
Yeah, but
Martinez has been phenomenal.
But has he? He's not been better than Diaz, and he's been on par with Stones, I'd say.
He's definitely not been any worse than them. You consider where United's defence
but
was last season.
So this is where the argument I'm making is that I feel like the 7-0 and all of these other things, all of these other bad performances, he has been on the field. He's not okay. He might not have been the guy that's had the bad game, apart from when you got spun, but he also wasn't a contributing factor into making you any better.
If he's not, when you just said if he's not the reason that we were particularly bad in that game, then I don't think.
No,
that
but I'm not saying that he was man of the match either. He still was battered. He was just the best of a bad bunch. Like that's like if you operate at a 5 out of 10, that's still not a good game.
But I don't think that game then reflects how he's been for the whole
I think
season.
it does when you compare it to the guys that have had flawless seasons. How many mistakes?
They may not have had these implosions, but I don't think they've been as integral over the course of the season as he has been.
I think that's unfair. That's so unfair because Man City have been top for a couple of days. They didn't win the league. They weren't top forever. There had to be good performance to get them up there. They didn't. They started slowly. So when they changed that system, they all adapted to it, and they were all fucking sick. Like, I mean,
I'm not saying they haven't been good, but I think Martinez has been in the same bracket as them.
I think if the bracket is for the second,
you've got to remember that they're surrounded by this best team in the world kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas we're at the stage where we are in our development, our defensive record this season, outside of these couple of implosions, and to be fair, you can kind of forget the first couple of games of the season with that because we just weren't we weren't ourselves yet.
But okay, I think what I will agree to is if we're looking for the second best centre back in the league, he's number 3 on the shortlist. so he's like top 5, but he's not top
I don't know. If we're talking individual, Thiago Silva's still one of the best in the league.
No, but you man finished 11th.
But,
So.
I'm not trying to put him in it, but I'm saying as individual.
Yeah.
But you can't be.
He is good.
Can't be cussing out.
He is good.
Leaving
He is good. But then we can argue that about like players that play for like Fulham and stuff because they've had great seasons there. So
why not?
But I don't think they're good enough for Team of the Year. Like, but yeah.
So who you having?
Yeah, who you going?
I think we agreed on Botman. At least
Botman,
you stick him in.
Well, I'm with Nathan. I'd go with
Martinez.
Martinez.
Yeah, but we have to for the sake of this because we can only have 2 Man City. That's the
not
argument I'm making here.
The pen has rejected Botman.
Can we argue this for a second?
This has been the most chaotic one we've done so far.
What's going on?
It's because the thing's wet. I think
It's wet.
it's not good.
There's just still a bit too much moisture on it or something.
Yeah, I think like for the sake of the team, like you win your argument and you could put Martinez in, but I'd still argue he wouldn't come close to top 2. I think he's top 5. He's not top 2.
He's just looked that good to us, game in game
But
out.
you're just not excited that you've actually got a defender that can kind of defend for once.
We have had those, but
Byron.
they've also just been not had a midfield in front of them that can protect them.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
I think Man City.
But is that not
Man
testament?
City centre halves have always been very well protected.
Is that not more testament to Casemiro then? Because Casemiro has improved your obviously, both things happened at the same time, so it's hard to say which one has been the bigger influence on the other.
Casemiro's been massive, but he's also not been as consistent as Martinez has been.
Casemiro, he's spent too long fucking suspended for
and he had a bit of a dip in like the second half of the season, I think.
Probably when he got his nose done, innit? That guy had a big nose, man. It's not as big anymore. All right, so yeah. So let's.
We start again, yeah.
Yeah. So what did we do? We went. We've not got a keeper yet. Put Botman in.
Oh my god, this is
chaotic episode.
Spotify listeners have cancelled the Spotify. They cancelled the whole Spotify now.
It's just one long bloopers episode.
Haaland, KDB, KB, Kevin
KB.
Bruyne.
Kevin Bruyne.
Kevin Bruyne is in that midfield. And we're putting Martinez in just for lack of better options. Right, cool.
Did we put Martinez in so that we can have Saka here?
No, Saka's not
No,
getting.
I still don't think Saka gets in. I think Salah gets in.
Salah's in. I'd settle on Salah straight away.
Are we unanimous there?
I'm outvoted.
All right.
Because I think again, every time I watch him, he's always likely to do something and does well.
Yeah, he started very slowly for us this year,
Yeah.
but then we started very slowly. So
Yeah.
I think, and then when we did kick on in the undefeated run that we had from the Man City game, he's been integral. He's been getting goals and assists the whole time. So
I will say, in terms of teams of the year, this team is a shade of team of the year in the past.
Yeah, but it's. I think that we will look at it differently in 10 years' time because you'll be like, "Fuck me, Haaland destroyed the goal
Haaland
scoring
is the
record."
only one out there.
Kevin De Bruyne will be the
Kevin
best
De Bruyne,
midfielder
yeah.
we've ever seen. Salah is a Premier League legend. Like there's a lot of play. Okay, like Botman, we don't know enough about. Martin, again, they're both first seasons in the Prem, so it's hard to say there. Odegaard's only just stepped into it, but he's Arsenal captain. If he sticks around for long enough, that could be another Premier League great there. Like there's a lot of
There
potential.
ain't many Arsenal Premier League greats.
That's
Calm down.
Not in the past 20 years.
unreal.
Jesus, man. It all stopped after 03. No one gets in nothing now.
Are you on relief?
03.
03,
Yeah.
I think he might be on something there actually.
No, Van Persie.
Yeah, but he almost cemented his legacy at flipping Man U.
Fabregas
goes down as a Chelsea legend. Won more at Chelsea than did Arsenal ever, and smashed it. Won the Champions League.
Giroud.
Ozil moved away from Arsenal.
We've got one podcast where we don't bring up Giroud.
I'm going to start doing shots for Giroud.
Ozil.
Giroud, do you want to sponsor us?
Giroud again.
Oh my
went
God.
to Chelsea, won Champions League, smashed it. Won European titles. Ozil went to Arsenal and became a has-been.
Yeah, but he won 3 FA Cups at Arsenal.
Ooh.
No. This is the same guy that just said, I love winning the FA Cup. I love winning the League Cup.
Yeah, but I'd much rather win European trophies. then.
But they weren't
then
even
that.
in Europe at the time.
Exactly.
Like, and then when they were, they got destroyed by Bayern Munich.
This episode is crazy. It's a mess. I love it. I absolutely love it.
A boy.
Yeah, that's the Arsenal standard.
Do you want for cliche?
Lasagna
Man City
Diarra.
legend.
Lasagna Diarra.
Oh.
It sounds like a dish from sushi.
Right, let's get back on fucking track. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to go play football. I'm gonna be aggressive tonight,
Yeah.
man.
Are we thinking either Caicedo or McAllister to finish off the midfield?
I'd back McAllister.
I mean,
Yeah.
World
I
Cup
like
wins out,
McAllister.
I'd back McAllister.
I think he was a bit slow after the World Cup.
All that
I
partying
think,
he
do
did,
you
that's
think
why.
he picked up after the World Cup?
Do you
I
think?
thought. Yeah.
I
thought
watched him a few
he-
times and I didn't think he was quite at the level he was at the World Cup, but I think still good.
Yeah, I mean, I think he scored more goals after the World Cup.
Really?
Yeah. So like, but I think Brighton changed a little bit as well to stop playing Solly March. Remember when we put Solly March in?
Solly March, yeah.
Oh my god! what a horrible fucking team. Yeah, so we're going for Return of the Mac here. Right. Shall we pick a left mid because that's gonna be, or left winger because that's gonna be long, and I think I'm going Martinelli personally.
Since Arsenal have got another spot, it feels weird that they wouldn't have two players because I don't think we're going to have an Arsenal fullback in there.
I don't think Rashford performed for long enough. I think Martinelli's been pretty consistent for the season. I think that's the only reason. That's the only reason I picked. I do like Martinelli.
Personally, I'd rather have Rashford.
Is that just because you don't want Arsenal?
No, for both reasons.
I don't know what the stats are.
I really
but it
like.
must
I
be
think
close.
Rashford had a good season, man.
He had a good 3 months, 2 months. Like that's. That,
But I think
over the
he was-
course of a season, Martinelli's been better across the season.
But who scores more goals? So
I
at
think
the
it's
end of the
quite
day,
close. I think it's like a goal in there.
Martinelli
I
did
think,
get a lot of goals,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's like a goal in there and an assist in there. There's not a lot.
It's kind of 50-50 for me, so I would only end up going with my United bias on it.
Well, I'd be Rashford.
If I'm
as well,
outvoted,
so-
then I can't.
Yeah,
I can't say
I'd
anything.
be Rashford.
Martinelli would be my guy personally.
But it does still seem strange that we're going to end up with...
With 2 fucking
yeah,
United
but-
players.
yeah,
in
but-
it.
yeah, but-
After I said there shouldn't be anyone in there.
Oh, hang on, unless...
But they did
Ramsdale.
bottle it. Yeah, but they bottled it at the end of the day. Like they
Ramsdale.
didn't win anything. So like I know we keep talking about an Arsenal team that nearly did, but they didn't do anything at the end of the day.
Yeah, but that is also like it is harsh though because they were top of the league for like 290 days, man.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like we said about the league was at a poor point. Like when Man City turned it on, they walked it. And when other teams turned up against Arsenal, they did what they had to do.
I think
How
Arsenal.
many points did Arsenal have in the end? What, 85?
85, yeah.
85,
That's-
yeah.
that's-
No, 84.
It's good enough to get top 2 in like the past few
Yeah, that's-
4 or 5 years.
It's
Right.
a decent haul of points. And I think considering they didn't even finish in the top 4 last season, no one saw this coming.
Martinelli's had a
predicted
breakout
this.
season. Like you look, he's been showing that for a little bit, but then he's not really been in the team. And then they've committed to playing him at left wing, and he's been quality. Like,
I do agree.
That's the only
He's
reason.
been good. I do
The
agree
only,
he's been
the only
good,
reason
but-
I'm going for it is just because I think that he's been more consistent. He's been more integral to like their part. Because you lot were still winning games without Rashford.
Yeah.
I think if you drop Martinelli out of that team and start playing Smith Rowe or Reece Nelson or something, they look ass. Like even Trossard came in and was good when he played through the middle, but when he played on the left side,
Yeah.
Arsenal looked different.
Well,
But
I'm with you for Rashford.
If we're voting Rashford, then cool. I have to concede, but I'm not happy with this at all. This is writing that with vengeance, man. Like, that's fucking poor. That's shocking. That's a shocking team. I don't even want to look at that now. Fuck me. Anyway, all right. Fullbacks. We'll go for keep. No, I think maybe we should pick the keeper first.
Is Trent a fullback this year or not? Because he gets as much as like obviously there's always that debate between him and Reece James. But obviously we finished 10th this year, so
Trent.
I don't think
12,
either.
12. So does he not get in there?
I
Surely?
don't think either James or Trent gets close to the team of the season.
Really, I
Oh, do you not think
Trent
after
played really
Trent's position changed? Do you not think Trent?
Yeah, I think Trent
was man of the match
towards the end of
every
the
He
game.
looked good, but he doesn't obviously get close to the midfield positions. And as a right back, that's
That's why I said is he classed as a
I guess the
fullback?
debate
Yeah.
here is: do we want Trippier at right back, and then we're blocking out Pope, so we're not having Pope and goal?
yeah, you are sort of stuck between
Because Trippier's the obvious choice, I think. But like,
Yeah.
Who are your potential goalkeepers though?
that's what I'm saying. We're
Pope
blocking
and
out Pope.
Ramsdale, I guess.
Alisson.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
I just feel like I still feel like something's gone wrong if we don't end up with two
See,
Arsenal players.
Ramsdale's not a bad shot because I think he's had a good season.
Ramsdale's been piss poor some games though, especially towards the end of the season.
Yeah, but
He
I
lets in
think-
a lot of goals.
yeah.
That he should. He's like Pickford, where his arms are too short. Like he's just lets in some stupid goals sometimes. His positioning is never good.
I'd play Pope over Ramsdale.
But I don't think Pope's had a lot to do. He's had a good defence in front.
He's had an amazing defence in front of him.
He's not really been tested.
So
and Trippier had a great goal contribution.
Alisson's probably responsible for about like 70% of the points we've had this year because he's fucking kept us in games. But like, that's me arguing. Like, if you look at his highlight reel from the season, you're like, how the fuck has he saved that? Like, there's been a few of them, but we obviously didn't finish in the top 4, so that's hit neither here nor there. Like, there's even an argument to be made about De Gea. Because he did finish with the most clean sheets and you finished 3rd, so
I think even United fans wouldn't.
No, personally, I wouldn't put him in. I'd even make shouts for like Raya. Before that. Raya's been fucking sick. What's his name? Steele looked pretty good for Brighton.
Yeah.
So there's a few other goalkeepers in there outside of the top that were pretty good.
you've got to go top 4.
Yeah, exactly.
We've gone pretty big club heavy.
The only rule was just 2 players.
Yeah, but I don't think personally in you look at the course of the season. I think if Mitrovic continued on the trajectory he was on, you still won't put him in over Haaland. Do you know what I mean? There is players that have
because even Kane's season, because it doesn't get ahead of Haaland. So,
exactly. So, are we? Who are we going for?
I'd go Trippier, and then if you go Alisson there, I don't know who you got at left back.
Are we happy with Alisson?
I'm happy with Alisson.
Yeah. Got 2 Liverpool boys in there. Fucking sound.
That's all he wants.
I don't know if it's 1 L or 2 S's or.
I think it's 1 L, 2 S's.
Yeah. All right. Left back. I've got a shout. Estupiñán from Brighton. No, I think he's fucking class. He's class. But
it makes sense to have 2 Brighton things in there as well.
Who are the other contenders?
Sure, but we've got 2
United players.
Zinchenko, but we've got 2. Have we got 2 Arsenal?
No,
Zinchenko potentially. I think Zinchenko's he's the Trent mould, isn't it? The guy that moved into midfield. So and he got spun by Trent. So I'm not having it. He cried more times this season than I've ever seen anyone cry. And Saka cries all the time as well.
His fucking country got invaded. That's fucking why.
That's fair. Yeah,
his left back position got invaded by Trent. He cried. He went off the bench and fucking cried. Like, fuck me, man. What a mess. No, just for the fact that he cries so much, he's not going.
Go Estupiñán,
Yeah, happy. Is there any other options?
Because I've got going up a minute.
Estupiñán
by me.
Yeah. Alright, cool. I'm gonna pretend I know how to spell it.
Upina.
Yeah. It's close enough.
Stupid now.
Stupid. Yeah. Right. Final team: Alisson, Trippier, Botman, Martinez. Estupiñán, McAllister, Kevin De Bruyne, Odegaard, Salah, Haaland, Rashford. I'm still not happy about Rashford, but
we move.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We've ended 1 Arsenal player as well.
And that's me out.
We'll say bye to Omar.
We'll say bye to Omar.
Yeah, man.
When I go out, the Arsenal players back in, get them back in.
Yeah.
When I post this online, it's going to be checking it.
I can't believe there's only 1 Arsenal player.
That's just what I was saying. All the way through, it just didn't make sense.
But they're a bottle job team.
It's fucking. How is Saliba not in this team, man?
The door's open.
Right. So, have a good one, boys. Goodbye, everybody.
Have
a nice afternoon. Evening.
How does Saliba not make this team? Over Martinez all day long. He finished a league position higher than him, man.
Right, so we could do.
In that case, we'll swap Alisson out for Ramsdale quite easily.
Run it. It's fine.
This is the team with the rule. I want to give it to you 2. Team of the season, no rules. Who you going for?
What, 11 City players?
Are you going to switch it around?
Yeah, the team changes if that's the case.
Do it then.
Alright.
You 2 do it.
Yeah.
So that's the one with the rule. We're doing 1, no rules.
Does the keeper stay Alisson?
Well,
does the keeper stay Alisson? That's an honest question.
I don't know.
4-3-3 still, yeah?
If that's what you want, 4-3-3.
Yeah.
With a Holden. We'll go with the Holden because Rodri's
better way to compare it,
Yeah. Alright, no brainers. Haaland.
Yeah.
Still stays in that team. KDB.
Yeah.
Still stays KPD. No, right, yeah. Rodri.
Yeah. And then I would still put Odegaard in there.
Yeah, so that's midfield done. Odegaard. Salah still goes in there for me.
I think I went for Salah just because we were having to. I thought I was making space to fit other Arsenal players in, which didn't happen.
The numbers are just better, man. The numbers are just better. As good as Saka is, he's not better than Salah, and that's. I feel like that's just.
He's not a better player, but just based on the season.
Yeah, but it's an individual season. Compare them like for like. Salah,
I guess it's
they
that thing,
both
but-
play a very similar style. Salah's done better in a worse team, arguably.
That's true. You sort of end up getting muted to it because you see Salah do
You
this
see him
every
do it all the
year,
time, but
and then he does it in a crap
He's
side,
still got.
and you sort of forget about
I think
it.
all comps, he's still got like 30 goals and like 20 assists or whatever. Like that's silly considering how bad we've been.
Yeah.
So I personally, that's still Salah for me.
How many goals did he get then?
I think Prem goals he got 19.
And
But,
Saka
like,
was
all-
something like 16. Was it?
Yeah.
15, 16, yeah.
Yeah, and then like I think Salah got like 12 assists or something.
I was actually looking the other day because our scorer thing.
Yeah,
Salah scored 19 goals.
19.
19
So he
goals.
outscored Saka still. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
Right. Right wing that opens up now because we can put Grealish in there. Yeah, it's not. Has he been better than Rashford though? No. I'm still making that argument for fucking Martinelli, man. I'm still sticking by. I'm sticking by. Not because I hate Rashford, but I just don't think he was good enough for as long in the season. Do you know what I mean? Like he's been great, but he's not.
It was kind of concentrated to periods of the season.
Yeah, like it wasn't a great season. It was a great purple patch.
Yeah.
And that's it. If we're talking, the name of this team is Team of the Season, and like we have to consider the whole fucking thing.
To be fair, he wasn't far off. Just kind of like Lingard at West Ham.
In some ways. Numbers wise, what did he finish on? Like 12 goals, 15 goals?
Oh, he wasn't far off 20, was he? Got like 17 goals, something like that.
So Salah and Saka
the Premier
both
League.
outscored him.
He outscored Saka, I think.
Stats
man.
Let me have a look. Premier League top goal scorer.
Well, anyway, let's whilst Ash does that,
Nathan,
should we put our defenders in? Does Botman stay in? He doesn't it?
You got to have at least one Newcastle defender in there.
Botman stays in.
Yeah.
I think he's been the one that's gone under the radar just because he's been like 8 out of 10 every game.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's had a bad game in a Newcastle shirt.
But you want him above both Stones and either of Stones and Diaz then?
Yes.
Saka got 14. Rashford got 17. And Salah got 19.
Saka got 14 goals and we're even talking about him.
Saka got 14
That's
goals.
a joke. We shouldn't even talk about him.
More than that. It's mad.
Yeah.
I swear, like Son had the worst season he's ever had, and he almost outscored him.
Harvey Barnes got 13 goals, and that's for a fucking shit.
Yeah. Forget Saka, man. Forget him. Who's someone's star boy, not mine. Yeah, like, get him out, man. Someone's star boy, not mine.
I mean, Firmino got 11 goals.
Exactly. For me, he played about fucking like 9 games.
Phil Foden got 11 goals. He's not even played. So
what?
yeah.
Forget it.
As much as I like Saka,
Phil Foden,
I think,
just for that, puts himself in contention for left wing.
sure, yeah. As
Wait,
much as I like
let's have a look
Saka,
at
this is it's.
Let's have a look at the top half of this, right? Oh, fucking, no one's talked about Tony or Watkins, to be fair. Watkins has turned into prime R9 under.
Is it unbelievable, yeah.
Eze's a fucking very good shout for left wing.
Not for team of the season.
Oh, but
He's been good, but mainly since Hodgson came in.
yeah,
Like he's still been good, but like team of the season good. Some of the people are missing out.
yeah.
If Saka's
I still think. Well, I think. Yeah. But look at who they play for. But that's here or there. You're right. But
I'd love to see Eze join it.
Martinelli or Rashford. Come on, like be serious. If the name of the team is team of the season,
How many goals did Martinelli get then? If we're talking about numbers,
Yeah, go. Martinelli got 15. Rashford got 17.
It's got Rashford.
if we're
Yeah,
playing
but
it
what
by
about
the
assists?
goals?
What about
Oh,
assists?
assists.
Yeah, what about assists?
See if it loads it up. We are going assists. So Martinelli got 12 assists.
Oh dear.
Rashford got
About 5, 6, 7, something like that.
that's a record. Right. No, why is it? It's not. It's not like coming up stats. Oh, yeah, stats.
I don't know how tall he is, bro.
It's just
Assists.
no. That's
total.
Yeah.
Are you on the Premier League app? Let me nick that a sec. Let's just do.
It comes straight up from Martinelli, but
Let's
it's
just
just
do-
flashing up 37 for Rashford.
Oh man, I'll just do Martinelli versus. v Rashford. I bet everyone has had this.
We'll put a musical segment in this bit.
Yeah. We need to put a fucking musical segment over a lot of this.
Oh, it's been a mess. It's been a good mess. But yeah.
17 goals, 15 goals. Where's the assists at? That's what I want to know. Where's the assists, man?
Let me have a look. While you pick goalkeepers and stuff, I'll find this.
Trippier remain at right back?
So it's between
Trippier
and Walker then, I guess, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think probably still Trippier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put an honourable mention in there for Trent, but for the second half of the season. First half of the season he was ass. He got murdered by that fucking Georgian Don from Napoli, but I think everyone did at some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saliba.
Fine.
Yeah, it has to be. Still a Stupinian for me, left back. I don't think that changes. If you want to make a claim for sure, you can do, but I don't think he's been that good. Again, we can go down to...
I think Shaw's has become at a point now where he has actually become very consistent, and so people don't think a lot of it. But...
Yeah, but it's like James Milner's consistent. Do you know what I mean? Like this...
consistently good.
Yeah. James Milner's consistently good.
Everywhere you go, it just says 37. There's no way he's at 37.
Well, can't argue with that.
So he's either done no assists and it's just staying 37 all-time record, or it's not loading up.
Put assists in the end of that sentence.
Yeah, Rashford assists 2023.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as
no, because he's had more assists.
It's not going to be as much as 12.
You need the fucking Fantasy Premier League app, man. Where's that?
But
fuck it. Alright, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's start having it.
If you want Rashford in there, I'll put Rashford in there as long as we're sacrificing Luke Shaw. I'm not having that many Man United players in this.
We did finish third, man.
Yeah, Brighton finished in the Europa League. What's your point? Where's your point? Brighton overachieved as well.
Well, I mean, I think it's not that weird for a team that finishes third to have at least one player in here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shaw or Rashford, which one?
It's got to be Rashford, though, sure.
Yeah, after all that, let's go for Rashford.
I'll let you have one, but you're not having both. It's biggest Estupian, man, getting his flowers today. Even though I don't know how to spell his name still. No. Someone's nan. There we go.
Someone's nan.
Goalkeeper. We ruled out Pope last time, so if we're going to compare, I think it's between Pope and Alisson. Or Ramsdale, potentially, but I don't think Ramsdale gets in there. I think he's made too many mistakes.
I think Pope, even though he's had a good defence in front of him, when it's come to it, he has saved. I mean, look at the Newcastle Leicester game. Pope did nothing all fucking game.
Yeah, but the same applies for Alisson. Alisson does the same thing. He never has anything to do, and then when he does, he makes the save.
I know a lot of this isn't matching up with what decisions were then made in this one, but shall we have that Brentford representation and put David Raya in there?
I'd be happy with that. I think he's good.
Yeah,
I think he's good, and I think United might sign him.
Potentially, yeah.
So whatever, man. Yeah. If you want another United in there, it's fine, man. You do your thing.
Shoot United.
Big David Raya.
There was no rules on current United. It was just shoot United.
Yeah, whatever, man. If United get that Qatari money, they're just gonna buy the whole league anyway. They'll just buy Man City. The Manchester United City.
God, I hope not.
Oh,
it was like Disney buying all the companies rather than companies.
Yeah,
we can't beat them, we'll buy them.
So yeah, alright. So the team isn't still.
None of it makes sense, but it's fine. They're good sides.
The midfield is perfect.
Yeah,
the midfield is perfect. The two centre backs are perfect. Right back, I could argue for Walker or Trent.
How have we not ended up with a Man City centre half after all the talking about?
Well, it's because we couldn't put. Was it because we couldn't put Saliba? No, it's because you argued for Martinez, and I bottled it, and I didn't.
No, but I mean in this one, since this is no rules, yet we've still ended up with no City centre halves.
Yeah, they've got too many. They've got 4 of them. That's why there's too many to choose from. Because realistically, this left back position, like, that's just playing devil's advocate now. Yeah, that could have been Nathan Ake.
Yeah,
that could have been Akanji. That could have been. Who was the one that left? Cancelo in the 3 games that he played. It could have been any one of them.
Yeah.
So they're all that fucking good. But they all like perform at that consistent 7 to 8 out of 10. No one's been that standout.
Yeah.
So I think like these guys have had standout performance seasons for their teams, respective to their regular output.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't like Rashford, because Rashford should be performing like that all the time. So for him to have a good season and only get 17 goals, it's not that great. Because he should be scoring more than 20. The amount of chances he gets, he should be scoring more than 20. If Kane can, for fucking Spurs.
Well, Rashford made a lot of his goals out of nothing. He wasn't really missing much. There was just a lack of, lack of support.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. There's always an excuse with Rashford. There's always a reason why he's not doing well. I think that's what pisses me off about him, because I like him. I think he's one of the most technically gifted players England have got, but there's always a fucking excuse with him. Oh, he's missing this, or Martial's not firing, or like, oh, where's he going to play now? Sancho's signed. Oh, Ronaldo's taken the limelight off him. Like, there's always a fucking excuse with Rashford. Like,
if you've got a number 9 that contributes a lot of goals, then how much Rashford scores this season is fine. He doesn't need to score more than 20.
But I'm saying that for the potential, I say potential, he's not a young man anymore. But for the level that he's at, he underperforms for how good he is. Because he is that good. He is genuinely one of the best players in the world, but he just doesn't perform at that level. He doesn't get the stats to back up his performances. Like, you could argue that Salah had the same start to the season as Rashford. They were both like roughly the same. Or like the end of Rashford's season was the start of Salah's. But Salah still destroyed him numbers-wise. Because
I don't think Rashford has the potential to be as good as what Salah is.
What I'm saying is I think he does. No. I think Rashford is that good.
I think Salah's a lot more complete than Rashford is.
Yeah.
Regardless of...
I think that's probably the problem though, isn't it? That he's just... Rashford still doesn't know what his best position is. Because he plays at left wing and he's great and he scores goals or whatever. Can't really do it down the middle, but he still performs when he does. And then he plays right mid for England, which Man United fans will tell me time and time again that he can't fucking do. And he plays for England at right mid and he's one of the best players on the pitch. So I don't get it then. So like, where is he supposed to play?
I think easily his best position is left wing. I think down the centre he can do it in some setups against some teams, but long term he's not really.
I think the game of like running in behind that he has, like, it's more effective on the wing. Yeah. I'm just disappointed in him. I think disappointed. I'm disappointed because I think he could do a lot better.
I think given where he was at last year, then this as a kicking off point is good. Like, you can't knock him for the season.
How old is he now? 27.
Nah, he's still like 25 at most.
Okay, fair.
I think
fair. I thought he was like my age. Yeah.
They all make me feel old.
25.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, he's coming into that time now where he needs to be scoring 20 a year, in my opinion. He needs to be scoring 20 a year, like, before he gets shipped off to fucking Brighton or something.
It also depends on your setup, where you're expecting your goals to come from. Because I think United would still have been more reliant on having, with the way we were set up, a centre forward that was putting all the goals in. Whereas at Liverpool, that's not the number 9's role.
So you need those. If Rashford played for Liverpool, he'd be
scoring more goals because that's what the setup's around.
Yeah. He does get hurt by the system, and he's been part of some shitty systems as well. But like I said, I'm just disappointed because I feel like he's always just got an extra gear and he never really gets into it. We saw it a little bit this year, and then it wasn't consistent enough for me. But
he was incredible for a few months, but I feel like when he dipped off, the whole side was dipping off. Like we just
but that's when you need to stand up and be counted, though, isn't it? Like that's the difference, I guess, isn't it? Like that's the reason that like Odegaard was still the best player on the pitch for Arsenal, even when they were shit. Like he was still putting in man of the match performances week in, week out.
Yeah,
I personally don't think Odegaard had a bad game this year. If De Bruyne wasn't in the league, that's the best midfielder in the league, like 100%.
Yeah.
But Man City are just generating fucking robots in it at this point.
Yeah.
So
Terminators.
Yeah. Read this team out.
Yeah. So we got Raya in goal, Trippier, Botman, Saliba. I've put here Saliba, Estupinian, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Martin Odegaard, Salah, Haaland, and Rashford. Not happy with Rashford at all. I don't think I'll ever be happy with Rashford. He's the wonder kid, but he's not failed, but he's not made it. He's in between for me.
I could see him next season maybe having not the same numbers as this season, but still being more consistent and part of an overall side that scores more goals.
Yeah, but I think that I can recognise that as a football fan. I can recognise when like you said about Bruno. Like I feel like it's wasted, but I can understand what he does.
Yeah.
Like, and I get that the job that he has is completely different, so he's not getting the numbers. So I can appreciate when someone does that. If he does go into the next season and he scores less goals, but the output is better, and you finish on more points, or you finish higher up the league, or you win more trophies, I'll take it all back.
It's like you look at that Arsenal side. No one got over 20 goals, but you had 3 of them that were around 15, 16 goals. Yeah. It's just how you're spreading the goals across the team to an extent.
Yeah. They're all like Saka, Martinelli, and to be fair, I think Gabriel cost them the title. I think they should have left Trossard in when they signed him, man. He looked like a much more polished machine when they had him, and he came back from injury and stunk the gaff up. Like, but then again, like he didn't even play badly, but he didn't play well.
Yeah,
he linked playing that, but as a number 9 who doesn't score, we knew that from City. He didn't really score.
Still left people thinking like, oh, if they'd had
there was more on the table. And Trossard gave him that bit more. Like Trossard was getting the assist. He was getting that killer ball in where Jesus' good touches were coming in the centre circle.
Yeah,
and it's like, Firmino did that for Liverpool for a long time, and it worked. But then also Mane and Salah are better than Saka and Martinelli, so they scored more goals. There's evidence to show that they scored more goals because they did.
Yeah.
So I can see what they're trying to do, but I think he cost them. As good as he looked at the start of the year, after that injury, I think he cost them the league a little bit.
Nketiah still did better than I think people would have expected.
He filled in. He was a good deputy. I think he did the right thing. But if that's
you've still then spent the second half of the season without a top number 9.
Yeah, I think Nketiah did well when he stepped in, and Trossard was quality when they signed him, and then they tried him everywhere else, but the position where he fucking was playing amazing. Like, I don't know. They'll learn from it. I hope Arsenal's still sniffing around it. As much as it's funny laughing at them now, I do hope that they're sniffing around it because they play good football.
You need someone to challenge Man City, because if it gets to the way that Man City just run away every single year, it's going to get boring.
Man City haven't run away every single year.
No, but if it gets to that stage, if you need someone to challenge Man City, if it wasn't for Arsenal this year, Man City
but then it's the same over the past few years. If it weren't for Liverpool, no one else
that's what I mean. Because Liverpool dropped off this year. If it weren't for Arsenal, it would have been over. It would have been over months ago.
Yeah, facts. But
the Prem's prided itself on not becoming a one-team league.
That's what I mean. We don't.
You've potentially got 4 in a row next year, which will be uncharted territory.
We need someone to challenge every year, whether it be Arsenal, Liverpool, or whoever, and someone needs to fucking challenge them. Because if it just starts turning into like PSG's league, they win it every fucking year, it gets boring.
It's weird because the competition for top 4 is way harder than ever, because they used to always just go on about the big 4 sides. It just isn't a thing anymore.
But don't you think over the past few years, like the battle for top 4 has actually been pretty good? Like in the sense of like, just as a neutral fan, like Leicester challenged for it twice, fell short by like a couple of points both times.
It comes to the last game of the season.
Yeah,
that's what it come down to. A couple
Leicester
of points.
challenged for it. West Ham were close to it. Tottenham have consistently been in the Champions League, which they're not traditionally a top 6 side.
Yeah.
And we've had teams in the Champions League, like, we've got Newcastle this year, which I think this year's Champions League is one of the worst Champions Leagues I've ever seen in my life.
It wasn't a good Champions League.
I was the only one who backed Newcastle when we did after the World Cup episode. I was the only one who backed Newcastle to stay in Champions League.
Yeah, but just get ready for them to play on Thursday nights because they're going to get knocked out in the group.
No matter to do it, I still was the only one who said they'll get Champions League.
It's a waste of a spot, man.
I mean, my prediction was nuts. I said fucking Man City will win it. Arsenal slipped down to 3rd place. Newcastle take 2nd.
Do you know the 4 teams I always want in the Champions League, and I just because I think the Champions League should be the elite level, and this is like Super League talk.
I was about to say it sounded like Super League.
I want Man City in there because Man City are the best team in England. I want Liverpool in there because we won it the most amount of times in England. Chelsea know how to win the Champions League, and Manchester United.
Because they're Manchester United.
Yeah, and like they're the 4 teams that should be in the Champions League every year for me, because they're the only 4 capable of winning it. Just show me someone else.
But if we were in the Champions League this season after how we performed last season, then it would have just been a disgrace to football.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, if you don't qualify, you're not good enough to play in it.
Yeah.
As much as I sit here and talk like Liverpool finished 5th, so close, and I wish we had Champions League, and I'm talking down on Newcastle, but they finished there. They deserve to be in there. I just think that they will get. I'm making an early prediction. I just don't think they'll get very far.
I mean, that's fair enough. And when you look at, when Man City were first getting into the top 4,
they took
ages.
Yeah.
Even under Pep, they were going out in the quarters all the time,
Yeah.
which relative to their league position was, pretty poor. But they start to develop that pedigree.
I hope not. Fucking hope not.
Yeah, I'd rather.
There's already not enough space in the top 4, man.
That's a scary thing, you have a slightly off season and you can find yourself out of Europe completely,
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea, Chelsea, Tottenham.
Yeah. Well, Tottenham's still got Euro.
Tottenham have got a long way to come back.
They got Conference League, didn't they?
Yeah, well, that's a big
I'd be much more confident as a Chelsea fan than a Spurs fan going into next season. That's where my team's at.
Especially if Kane leaves, they're in massive trouble.
Yeah.
They're in huge trouble if Kane leaves. But
if Kane leaves, I think Son will leave.
I don't think it matters if Son leaves at this point because he's not fucking performing anyway.
He's not performing, but he's still a great player.
Yeah, as good as Son is, he does crumble when he needs to step up a little bit. Whenever he's had a bit of pressure, when Kane's out or whatever, like Son will get the odd goal here and there, but he doesn't elevate like the team at all.
They're a duo, though, aren't they? Son and Kane are a duo.
Yeah, well, debatable this year. I think Kane ran the show this year, man. Since Son,
it's mad how he just did everything by himself.
Yeah, Son let the team down. I think fucking players like Mitoma had a better season than Son.
Yeah.
Oh, Mitoma! Oh, what a stinker! Oh God.
Shocking. I'll do what's your manager, young player, signing, biggest surprise and biggest flop of the season.
Okay, one by one. What's the first one?
So, manager of the season, both of you.
Pep Guardiola.
Pep.
Gary O'Neill. I genuinely think there's a shout for him with what he's done at Bournemouth.
Fair.
That side should be 20th, rock bottom.
Gary O'Neill
Yeah.
with Bournemouth.
Yeah.
That's actually a good shout,
Nathan's got a point.
He came in as the caretaker.
After Scott Parker got destroyed like 9-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, that's not a bad shout. I still go Pep though. I know it's just Premier League only, but if Pep goes on to win a treble this year, there has to be Pep. So that's still on the card. So I'm going to go with that.
But they may just win the league though. So at this point,
oh no, they just won the Premier League. Oh no, so easy.
So you're going Pep and you're going
yeah.
Player of the season.
Haaland.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Young player.
Haaland.
Yeah.
Haaland's going to win both.
I think he has won both of them, hasn't he? He's like the third one to win. Was it Ronaldo and Bale with the other two or something?
It's got to be him.
We've got to be able to pick someone who isn't Haaland though to make that have any point.
To make it,
Honourable mention.
So young player, you can't pick Haaland again. Young player then.
How's Odegaard now?
He's still young.
He's still young,
Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli. Who else is still young? Fucking no one at United. They're all old as piss.
If he's the right age, I'd go Odegaard.
I'd go Odegaard. If we're not picking Haaland, I think Odegaard is second then.
Signing of the season.
Haaland.
You can't have
Haaland.
Haaland again.
It's Haaland, man.
It's just for Haaland for everyone.
It is.
Haaland's
Haaland's the best manager in the league.
Try really hard not to say Lisandro Martinez.
If you want to say Martinez, you can say Martinez.
I'll go with Haaland.
Biggest surprise of the season.
That wasn't surprising.
Surprise in what
people
sense?
would have predicted that.
I predicted it.
Surprise in like I'm shocked it happened, or surprise as in like
pleasant
surprise, or like a surprise.
Well, what do you want?
Just the unexpected.
The unexpected thing is Leicester went down. That surprised me. I didn't expect Leicester to go down this year.
As a Leicester fan, I did.
Your recent finishes are what, like 8th, 5th, like whatever.
8th, 5th. I think last year was 12th.
Yeah, just didn't. I expected you to kick on.
I expected us to probably be mid-table again.
Yeah,
I didn't expect us to go fucking down.
And also Bournemouth, like did really well. So
Fulham.
Yeah. No, do you know what? I did write Fulham off, but after I watched them play like the first 3 games, I thought, yeah, they look alright.
Yeah. I wrote them off, so not biggest surprise, but I did write them off. Biggest flop straight away with Richarlison. Arsenal with Richarlison. Either one. For me, Richarlison.
Arsenal spent an eternity at the top of the table and bottled it. Forget Richarlison, yeah, because like
4 yellow cards.
Yeah, no, did you see his rebuttal? So he commented on like a TikTok of that video of Antonio and Callum Wilson, and his response was literally, "How many goals do you have at the World Cup?" So you can't fucking argue with it. Because he was a flop for Tottenham, yes. If we're talking worst signing, it's definitely him. But if you just look at his season, he had a 6th season with Brazil. It's hard to say, you know.
Biggest flop.
Callum Wilson went to the World Cup. Let's not forget.
I'm trying to think who were like the biggest signings in the summer, like money wise. Like I know Richarlison was up there.
Yeah, I think it'd have to be him.
Yeah,
I think there's no.
Or Fofana.
I don't think Fofana's been as bad as we're making him out to be. You know.
Yeah, it feels a bit harsh on Fofana.
Yeah,
but yeah,
not for me though.
Yeah.
Wout Weiss.
Yeah, he's good.
Wout Weiss.
Fucking hell.
His hair looks fake. He looks like he's made on like Pro Evo. It's like a fucking like a pro clubs player.
So you go manager Pep. Who'd you go for then? Bournemouth.
Gary O'Neill.
Gary O'Neill. Player, young player, and signing all Holland.
Yeah, well, saying young player will be Odegaard just to go for something different.
Yeah.
Okay, Odegaard. Biggest surprise, Leicester going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then biggest flop, Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we're just talking about the season in general, I think Richarlison's not played enough for us to cuss him as badly.
I know, is the bottle job the same as the flop? Arsenal have done way better than anyone thought they would have done.
Yeah, but then to spend that long at the top of the table and them not win the league, I think that is a flop.
It's a choke though. It's not a flop.
Report an extra transfer. biggest bottlers.
I mean, yeah, there's no competition.
But then if we're talking about the biggest flop, then like if you
biggest flop player wise.
If you're looking at the biggest flop, because I think there's someone that we're just overlooking is Chelsea.
Yeah.
That's the biggest flop.
Yeah, if you're looking at side, then Chelsea and Spurs.
Like,
everyone thought Spurs were going to finish third after how they did last season. With
and after they signed like Perisic and stuff, he's cooking.
I think I put him in my top 4 in our thing we do. I'm pretty sure.
Chelsea.
Tottenham.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You put him 4th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had like City, Liverpool, Man United, and Spurs or something, didn't you?
No, City. Because I had a nuts one around City, Newcastle, Arsenal, Spurs.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I wasn't too far off actually getting that right. Apart from United coming in and taking the spot, the fucking Newcastle was sitting 3rd, and it worked. There was obviously a bit of a gap, but
Newcastle finished 4th in the end, didn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, it's good enough. Right, I think that's. Should we wrap up?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else you want to do.
No, I want to go home, man. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry, that's what I am.
Fucking hungry.
I'm hungry, I need more drink.
Hungry. Fucking Mitoma! Fucking Mitoma. Idiots not even thinking about him, man.
All I can say is it's been a wild episode. We've had spillages, we've had knocking the glass.
Spotify listeners are not here anymore, so yeah.
We've had knocking the mic over, we've had everything. It's the ink running out.
Car burglars outside.
Yeah.
Fire, people breaking into people's houses.
We're filming this in Baghdad, by the way.
Omar having to run off to play football. It's been a wild one, but the closest one yet. So if you are still here,
it's the end of the season. We're on the beach.
Yeah. What can I say? My mind's not in it.
Yeah. If you're still thinking about last season, you clearly haven't realised that the transfer window is now open.
Yeah.
And you should be following that Fabrizio guy on Twitter because that's where it's at, man. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. How does that guy know everything, man?
He's got the contacts with all the agents, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely he's got something because everything he says is spot on.
Yeah. He's got someone's nudes, I reckon. He's got someone's nudes.
Just every manager's nudes, every player's nudes. His phone gets. Why?
There we go.
Where's the news of the world when you need them? No, I think we'll end it there before we're all getting. It's been a nuts one, but yeah. Cheers for watching, cheers for listening, see you next time.